A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media bringing you another book review today. So cheers. I believe this will be the first novel of the year that I have reviewed. There has been a little bit of a delay in getting the videos up, but trust me, they are going to be coming. Now today I am looking at the third book in the Lost Empires series. I've reviewed the first two. This is Star of Cursrah by Clayton Emery. Fantastic cover there. I will say this is the first Clayton Emery book I have read. I initially was a bit skeptical about this one, but it ended up being literally one of the most fucked up Forgotten Realms novels I have ever read, and I do not say that lightly. It is set, the Lost Empires part is set in the past, and then we get some characters in kind of modern Forgotten Realms that the stories start to kind of interweave. It's very, very well done. Our setting this time is Kalimshan, which is kind of like a desert empire. There are genies and things along those lines, very kind of ancient ruins and that kind of stuff. Our main characters, we've got kind of two groups of main characters, but they are kind of reminiscent of one another. In the ancient Lost Empires part of the story, we have Gehet, and I'm going to butcher names. It's going to happen. As I was reading this, I was butchering the names in my head all the time. We've got Gehet, who is an apprentice architect. We have his best friend, Tafir, who has just been enlisted into the military of Cursrah. And we have Samira Armenstar, who is the princess, the eldest daughter of the Bakal, who is the kind of high priest king of Cursrah, and his first wife. When we switch to the future, we have Reva, who is a street urchin and thief, who for a very brief time was in the Navy. We have Hakim, who is the son of a wealthy rug merchant family, and we have Amber, who is the daughter of slave traders, basically, and they are from the city of Memnon. Now, I should say how the book is set out is one chapter is set in the past, and then we have a chapter in the future, a chapter in the past, chapter in the future. I'm not going to review this book like that because that would just be way too confusing for me. I'm going to do all of the past stuff first and then the future stuff at the end, and you will see how the stories kind of become interlinked. Now, I said this was one of the most fucked up Forgotten Realms novels I've read. I don't say that lightly. What happens to some of these characters is absolutely cruel and abysmal. And it gets to the point where at the end of this book it's not a fun read. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, because I thoroughly fucking enjoyed this book. You just have to go into it knowing that bad shit is going to happen to characters that you have just spent your time getting to know, getting to understand. Um, and you, honestly, this is one of the few Forgotten Realms novels outside of maybe the R.A. Salvatore books or the Pool of Radiance series. This is one of the few books where you really feel for these characters. You understand what they're going through, how they are trying to deal with their situations, and it's just it's messed up in my opinion. So I did enjoy it. If you don't want it spoiled, go watch another Plaguelands Media video. They're all fucking awesome. However, at the end of this video, after I go through the plot, I will be talking about some upcoming projects for the channel. So you might want to jump to the end just to kind of get a heads up on what is going on. So with that said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just get straight into the next episode of
Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book. People.
Okay, so this first part of the video is going to be about the characters of Gehet, Tefir, and Arminstar. Arminstar, of course, being the said star of Cursrah. Now, we start out meeting these characters. They're in a tavern, and Tefir is lamenting that he isn't enjoying the military service. A brawl breaks out, and the three characters flee after the guards come in. Arminstar has to keep her face covered because she is the princess of the city. So they get back to their respective places, and we find out that Arminstar is 16 years old and her mother wants her to be wed. There are two suitors. There is going to be a party, and she is going to choose one of the two, or her parents will choose for her, just to make an alliance with the respective nations. Now, the city of Cursrah is not a huge power. However, it is protected by genies. And because of that, people believe that Mighty Callum, one of the first genies, looks out for the city itself. Arminstar is not too happy with this arrangement. She's the eldest daughter. She has two brothers, but they're off on a diplomatic mission. And she has a few adventures in between this and when this party is due to happen. Her mother kind of berates her constantly about her duties and gives her a tiara that can record. It is basically this magic tiara with a moonstone in it. The two goddesses that look over this city are Saloon, the goddess of the moon, and Shah, the goddess of night. So Arminstar gets this tiara, and she's expected to go to this party, but her mother specifically says, do not bring those friends of yours. The reason being, Arminstar is royalty, Gehet and Tefir are commoners, and they shouldn't mix. But Arminstar is like, fuck it. I'm bringing them. Who fucking cares? So she steals some of her brother's clothes, gets these two guys into this party. Now, one of the things that was really fascinating about this book is the the guards that she has. She has a Rhinotaur guard. It's basically a centaur. For those of you that don't know what a centaur is, it's a half human, half horse. This is half human, half rhinoceros, which is just, to me, fucking cool. There's also man scorpions. That's the top part is a human, but the bottom part is a scorpion, complete with the stinger. Once again, so fucking cool. So you have these kind of guards hanging around. And at this party, she meets these two nobles, one of which she is supposed to marry, and she thinks they're both fuckwits. She ultimately starts a food fight, and while everyone thinks this is awesome, her parents do not. The two friends, Tafir and Gehet, fucking hightail it out of there. Amenstar, on the other hand, gets punished. This is where the fucked up part comes into it. Her punishment is basically drowning to the point of death. Her mother has the armed guards drown her in her fish pond that's in Amenstar's wing of the palace until she's almost dead. Then they let her up and her mother berates her, and then they drown her again, and then they let her up and her mother berates her. And this goes on for an entire fucking chapter. It is one of the cruelest things I have read in a Forgotten Realms fantasy novel. Like, it is messed up. Because of this, her parents have chosen one of these nobles, and Amenstar is like, fuck this shit, and she packs her shit. Basically, she is told she has to go to the library and read these books. While she's at the library, she meets Tafir and Gehet, and they basically bail. She's like, I'm not fucking doing this shit. I'm out of here. Fuck off. So she runs home, packs up her shit, takes some horses from the stables, and she just rides off with her friends in tow. They are freaking the fuck out because they're like, if we get caught, we're dead. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm the princess. You're fine. They are trying to ride to the river, which will lead them to a seaport, which will basically let them get on a boat and fuck off out of there. Unfortunately, they are discovered by some soldiers. These are soldiers of one of the nobles from the party, the one that her parents did not choose. They are taken back to his camp, where he treats them okay, but he tells Amenstar, listen, the only way to resolve this is I'm going to conquer your city. You can either help me or you don't have to. It doesn't matter. Amenstar is like, you can't conquer it. It's protected by genies. And he's like, yeah, well, we've got that fucking problem out of the way. Now, this city, Cursrah, the title of the book, is fed from the river Aegis by an aqueduct. And the aqueduct basically brings water to the city. And this guy's plan is to fuck that shit up, which he succeeds in doing. He basically destroys the aqueduct, which dries up the water to Cursrah, and then he says to Amenstar, Gehet, and Tafir, you're free to go. I've done what I need to do. We are now going to march on the city. There's nothing that they can do. These three race back to the city and get separated. Amonstar races back to the palace, where she is promptly arrested. Her mother and the Bakal, her father, basically say it is your fault that this has come down upon us. We have a plan, and we will basically reenact that plan. Now, this is what's going to happen, and for you is a fate that is worse than death. Their plan is to basically fuck everyone in the city over, remove the palace. While this is happening, a blue dragon attacks the city and just fucks everyone up. The Bakal, the high priest king, gets his grand viziers to basically move all the treasure into this underground lair, I guess you would call it, for want of a better term, and sink the palace under sand, protected by this moon globe, and all the royal family are given a potion, all the soldiers are given a potion that will keep them in stasis until such a time as Cursrah can rise again, and then they will conquer the world. So the viziers do that. What they do with Amonstar is they basically turn her into a living mummy. And Tafir and Gehet are captured, and as Amonstar watches, they are killed, and their blood goes into a stone that is put around her neck in kind of a necklace to basically use their life force in order to keep her as a living mummy until such a time as the city is risen. Her job is to protect her family from any danger. It was one of the most harrowing endings to that part of the story that I have basically read. It was just completely messed up. Now, in the future, this is happening chapter, back and forth, okay? The story kind of mirrors Amonstar and her friends, except we have Reva, Hakim, and Amber. And they decide, you know what? We just want to go on an adventure. They have some city encounters in Memnon, but they're like, fuck it, let's go. And they take some horses and they go off, and they inadvertently uncover the ruins of Cursrah. They find the orb, touch it, the city rises from the sand. They meet this mummy, we know is Amonstar, and the mummy gives Amber the tiara, and we find out that Amber is a splitting image of Amonstar. Because the tiara records stories, Amber gets kind of all the knowledge of what has happened. And they're like, you know what, we've got to get the fuck out of this place. So they flee. As they are fleeing, they run into the White Flame. The White Flame is a bandit, kind of a bandit princess who kind of takes them, and she wants to know where all the treasure is in this ruined city. And Amber knows that because of the tiara. And the White Flame was this woman who was basically burned for falling in love. So she's all scarred and she's got no hair and everything like that. And she tries to burn Amber out of anger. It's this whole fucked up thing. But they ultimately escape. The bandits chase them back into the ruined city, where they come to this point where they are trapped between two bandit groups, and while there, they are in Amenstar's wing of the palace, and we find out that her personal guards and all of her maids and everyone that she knows has been killed by the Bakal after Amenstar ran away. All of them rise up from the ground. They are undead, and basically protect Amber and her friends, Hakim and Reva, from the bandit groups because they believe that she is, in fact, Amenstar. What ultimately happens is they go down to the lowest level. There are traps and all of this kind of Indiana Jones, Goonies type stuff going on. They go down to the lowest level, and they find where all of Amenstar's family have been kept in stasis, and they just start fucking them up to break the spell. So all they've got to do is like do a little cut on the hand, and the whole body just crumbles down to fucking dust. So they wipe them all out, and because Amenstar's curse was she had to protect them until such a time as they came back to life, and they can no longer come back to life, her spell is broken, and she and the spirits of Teferi and Gehet can finally be released and can go back to the underworld together, whatever, Saloon's realm or whatever. And then Amber, Reva, and Hakim are free to take some treasure and go off and live their lives. Now, of course, I'm really glossing over this story. A lot more does, in fact, happen in the book, and there's a lot more interactions that I didn't kind of get into, and monsters and things like that. There's things like thunder herders, if you think of the sandworms from Dune. There's Mongrel Man and all this kind of cool shit. But I just wanted to give you the basic rundown of this book. I enjoyed this. I really did. It took a little getting used to, I will admit. But I did enjoy it. Now, I would highly recommend reading this book. There's one more book in the series, trying to get my hands on it as we speak, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. Now, I did say there was something coming up at the end. I have a few little announcements and teasers for you little Plagueladians out there. The first teaser being that one of the Plagueladians media crew, Dr. Luke Carmen, will be adding videos to this channel, hopefully in the new year. Book reviews, of course. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see what he comes up with. They are going to be different to my format, but they are going to be really freaking great. I already know what his first book review is going to be, and I'm not going to spoil it for any of you. It is going to be fantastic. Second, I'm going to try and up the production value a little bit this year when I get some time. I don't have time at the moment. I'm in the process of teaching vacation classes and grading and whatnot, but I do want to go back to the kind of special effects stuff I used to do back in the day. If you go back and watch the X-Files video, there were like 3 of me running around and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? We'll see what happens. I am going to spoil the two book reviews that will be coming up, hopefully this month. And these are book reviews that are thanks to you Plaguelandians out there that have asked me to do them. The first is The Secret of Laszlo, Count Dracula. Now, this was a book that was recommended to me by Mr. Ian Van Gammett, and one that I'm very excited to get into. It took me a little while to track it down, but it will be coming hopefully this month. The next was a Plaguelandian out there. Leave a comment. You know who you are. But I finally got my hands on a copy of Bentley Little's Dominion. So this will be coming up this month. I promise you that. And that is thanks to one of our, I should say, Plaguelands Media supporters who asked for it after I did a review, and I took their advice. I went and hunted a used copy down. It took a while to get here. Finally turned up, being read and reviewed on the channel. So thank you very much. All of you Plaguelandians out there, if you have books that you want me to review, leave a comment down below. I will hunt them down. I will do my best. It's time consuming, a little expensive, but you know what? You guys are fucking worth it. I want to say have a fantastic 2026. Don't let the shit that's happening in America get you down. This is going to be a fucking great year. It's going to be a great year for Plaguelands Media. It's going to be a great year for all of you. With that said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this channel with all of your friends. But most important of all, and I cannot stress this enough, kick back, relax, have a fucking drink. And most important of all, read a fucking book, people.